Something, when I first did that record, I was playing around, and my manager thought that like that record was very commercial, and for my own money, I paid $60,000 so they could, try to play it on the radio, on mix shows, and it still didn't went nowhere. And every single day I used to curse my manager out like, yo, bro, I cannot believe I spent 60 racks on this song. I should have put that 60 racks on Forever.
That she's a spokesperson, but she also throws rocks and hides her hands. This is the same woman that said Nicki Minaj did something to her behind the scenes and has never proved that yet. This is the same woman who got a Grammy award over popularity and not off of talent. So she has no room to talk. I think it's very fortunate that she's throwing shade at The Weeknd to hopefully solidify a new Grammy next year, allegedly. And I just think it's out of pocket. And Cardi B, I'm very interested to see why the blogs that support you don't talk about this issue. It's very funny that now you're the spokesperson for the Grammys, but just a couple years ago you were talking about racial inequality and saying that you weren't going to perform at the Super Bowl because of Colin Kaepernick.
Hello world, welcome back to My Exotic Life. My name is Asam Haroon and I'm back to you with another video. Thank you Some Squad for coming back and staying with me. I'm going to take a shot with you. If you drink, get your drinks, pause this real quick, and let's take a shot together because I appreciate all the comments, all the love, all the support, I got like 78 subscribers in the last 28 days. I have a lot of views and a lot of people watching me right now, so I definitely appreciate that, and I want to take a shot with y'all. Okay, so I want to talk about the Grammys tonight. They're actually playing right now. Shout out to the Impressive Channel and Black Tea Blog because I've been watching them a few hours ago about some different topics. One of them being Cardi B, which you just seen. She had a lot to say today about the Grammys and people that's nominated, and it was just interesting to me because at the end of the day, you didn't get here off of your skill. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things that she say to me go in one ear and out the other. It has no substance. You know, you're not a big artist. You don't even have 2 albums out yet. You're waiting for Nicki to drop hers so you can drop yours. But that's another video. We're here to talk about the Grammys today. I definitely want to see what the Grammys is doing tonight. To me, it can't be that interesting because Beyonce is not going to be involved. Beyonce was snubbed before, and I'm going to do something at the end where I show you over the years, from the 80s to now, all the people that were snubbed from the Grammys. Y'all know my girl, Nicki, she was snubbed because she, has a mouth and she has a brain of a queen, and everything they wanted her to do, she wasn't going to do, and things that she wanted to do that they didn't want her to do, she was going to do. And they weren't fine with that. When you have people like Cardi B who's going to do anything for money, they're going to use you. Just like she came out with these statements, it's like, who paid you? Just like Black Tea Blog, that's what she said, like, who paid her? But y'all let me know what y'all think. Also, Zayn Malik, The Weeknd, a few people had some things to say. Even in the past, Ariana Grande, she definitely has some different things to say about the Grammys. They tried to say that she said something in the past that she clearly did not say, and she made it clear that she didn't say it. It was a little warm today, so I put the air conditioner on, so I'm so sorry if you can hear the air conditioner. But let me know what you think. Comment below. All the people that have been commenting below and subscribing and liking and sharing, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And let's get into this video. Some Squad in the building.
Zayn Malik took to Twitter to share some choice words for the organization after his multiple snubs. Let's get into what he said. The 2021 Grammys are set to air this Sunday, March 14th, after their original January air date was pushed back due to COVID. The nominees include artists like Taylor Swift, Beyoncé, Dua Lipa, Billie Eilish, Doja Cat, Post Malone, Megan Thee Stallion, and so many more. Artists like Taylor, Billie, Megan, along with BTS, John Mayer, Bad Bunny, and more are also set to perform at the award show. But there was notably some big names missing from the nominations list this year, like in many past years. The Weeknd has been very vocal about the snubs for his After Hours album, calling the Grammys corrupt, and Variety called The Weeknd's absence from the nominations list the biggest snub in Grammys history. But The Weeknd isn't the only one who's had some strong feelings about the Grammys. When you look back at Grammy wins, you'll notice that there are a lot of major artists who've never won. Nicki Minaj, Katy Perry, Sia, and Snoop Dogg have all been nominated for Grammys but never actually won one. Then there are also plenty of extremely talented, successful artists who've never even been nominated. Zayn is one of those artists. He's won Billboard Music Awards, VMAs, Teen Choice Awards, and iHeartRadio Music Awards, but he's never so much as been nominated for a Grammy. His fellow former One Direction band member Harry Styles has 3 nominations at this Sunday's Grammys. And so, after releasing 3 studio albums since 2016 and receiving 0 nominations, Zayn took to Twitter to air his grievances about the Grammys. In a strongly worded tweet, Zayn wrote, quote, "The Grammys and everyone associated. Unless you shake hands and send gifts, there's no nomination considerations. Next year, I'll send you a basket of confectionery." A few hours later, Zayn followed up with another tweet writing, "My tweet was not personal or about eligibility, but was about the need for inclusion and the lack of transparency of the nomination process, and the space that creates and allows favoritism, racism, and networking politics to influence the voting process."
That happened with Nicki Minaj, where she speaks out about her Grammy nominations and being blackballed for being vocal. And now we're starting to see that with The Weeknd. And just to see this on social media is very, very disheartening. Now, this is what The Weeknd had to say in response to him not being nominated for the 2021 Grammys. "The Grammys remain corrupt. You owe me, my fans, and the industry transparency." Child, yikes.
Video. I'm sure some of y'all know that the Grammys will be airing tonight, which I will review. However, certain people will not be performing, and one of those big names is Beyonce. Now, this is rather interesting because Beyonce is actually the most nominated artist of this year's Grammys. So I was anticipating her performance. I thought she may do a surprise performance for her song Black Parade and then do the Savage performance with Megan Thee Stallion. But it seems like that's not happening because according to LA Times, Beyonce turned down the offer to perform. Harvey Mason, who is a chief executive of the Grammys, said this about Beyonce not performing. "It's unfortunate because she's such a big part of the Recording Academy. We absolutely wish we had her on stage." Also, the executive producer of the show, Ben Winston, said that another artist turned down the opportunity to perform. He said that this unnamed performer did not want to perform because she got snubbed 3 years ago. Now, they didn't reveal the name of the artist, but some people thought that maybe it was SZA who turned down the offer to perform because back in 2018, her album Control was completely snubbed by the Grammys. So it's very possible that the artist they were talking about is SZA. I'm not certain they were talking about her, but it's possible. And a part of me thinks that Beyonce chose not to perform because she and her husband Jay-Z were snubbed. If you remember back in 2017, Beyonce's Lemonade album actually lost in all of the major categories. She did not win Album of the Year, she didn't win Song of the Year or Record of the Year, and that was very disappointing to her. Also, Jay-Z's album 444 was completely snubbed in 8 different categories. And if you notice, Beyonce has not performed at the Grammys since then. And she chose not to perform this year either, even though she's the most nominated artist of 2021. That to me says a lot. I think that Beyonce is kind of making a silent statement there. She understands her influence and power, and she knows that the Grammys would love for her to perform because she will bring in a lot of ratings. But she's not going to be used in that way. And SZA allegedly was not going to be used in that way either. If the Grammys are not going to properly acknowledge the artist, they should not expect them to perform. Music should be judged fairly. It shouldn't be judged based off of politics. But unfortunately, that's how it goes.
Determining that it was right for her to talk about the Grammys and also downplaying what The Weeknd has been talking about as far as corruption. Now, Cardi B did take to her Twitter today to basically downplay what The Weeknd and other big artists have been seeing with the Grammys. This is what Cardi B had to say. How I feel about the Grammys. Don't forget to congratulate the small black artists that got nominated that got overshadowed again because of the drama. It's their moment finally. Now, she goes on to release a note, and this is what she says. How I feel about the Grammys. I do feel like there were some albums and songs that should have been considered for nominations. Maybe by next year they'll get it right. However, let's not forget the Grammys nominated so many independent black artists this year that didn't get the exposure by blogs, magazines such as Chica, D-Smoke, etc., Free Nationals, Thundercat, and so much more. It's frustrating sometimes to work on and work your craft, and you feel overlooked because you might not look like others, are not mixy, so you're not around other artists, you rap or sing but in a different material, and you stay out of drama in the media, or yet not as popular, however you're talented AF, and one day you wake up and you find that you're nominated and got noticed from one of the biggest award shows purely because of your talent. So besides the BS and drama, we need to understand that they need to be congratulated. This is their moment too, and been working their A off with no exposure. Let's not overshadow it with feelings because your favorite might not be on the list. Congrats guys, and good luck on the Grammys. You deserve it. Now, while I understand what she was trying to say, this was a hot mess and she needs to stay out of conversations that do not fit her narrative. First of all, let's talk about talent. You did not win that Grammy on talent. That's the first thing. Second of all, who paid you to write this? Who paid you? Are you going to sit up here and downplay what The Weeknd said when he had the biggest album of this year? Are you kidding me? Now, of course, Cardi B's fan page, Barty Updates, decided to post out this on Twitter, and just like that, Cardi secured a few Grammys for the CB2 era. We love to see it. Now, your own fan base is talking about you're out here buying Grammys and kissing butt for Grammys. Embarrassing. Now, after all of this went down, there was a Twitter user that reached out to Cardi B and said, look, Cardi B, how are you going to support the Grammys knowing the things that they do behind the scenes? And this is where Cardi B threw more shade, and not only The Weeknd, but other artists as well. This is what she had to say. No, I'm highlighting these underrated artists that got nominated and no one blinked an eye to congratulate them because everybody is throwing tantrums over an artist that submit their music to an award that they say that they hate. Again, congrats to all. So look, Cardi B, here you go again throwing shade. This is why Cardi B is where she is.
You can see Cardi had a lot of shit to say, of no substance, because shout out to everybody, all the new artists that were featured on the Grammys this year. Shout out to them, because of course they worked hard. Of course, you know, we probably haven't heard of them. They probably didn't get the exposure that they deserve. But we need to talk about the people like The Weeknd. He had one of the best albums, or the best album of the year. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, what are we doing here with the Grammys? You know, y'all want him to perform. Y'all don't want him to perform other places. Y'all want him to have loyalty to you, but you have no loyalty to him. You know what I'm saying? So we're just like, what is he supposed to do? Not make money? Not speak out on what is his skill and his craft? You know? It is a lot. And I feel bad for the industry, people who really worked hard, people who really wrote their raps, wrote their songs, really put in time and effort into what they're doing. I feel bad for them that they're being snubbed and that they're not getting the recognition that they deserve. I feel bad and I feel very sad about that. So you all let me know what you think below. Follow me on IG at asim.harun, and I'll put that down here for you. Or on Twitter at asimharun_. I was drinking a little bit today, and I'm a little drunk. So don't mind me. Just listen and, you know, get the reference and get the knowledge that I'm putting into this video, because all I'm saying is the Grammys mean nothing. All the people that comment below and, you know, and have commented and said, you know, I'm too old to be a Barb. You know, trying to throw in my face that Cardi got a Grammy. I'm just trying to show you that Grammys mean nothing. It's validation for nothing. It means nothing. So I want you to just take this video as a punch in the face, because I feel like people has been trying to punch me in my face through YouTube. So take this as retaliation, a video. I comment to positivity, or people who, you know, we could have a positive argument. But when it's nasty, I'm going to come to you and I'm going to bring you this, because this is what's important. The proof is in the pudding. And I watch things, I know things, and I keep up with things. You know, this is my exotic life. We're going to get into my exotic life, but this is what I watch, and this is what I'm into, and these are things that make me happy. These are people who I listen to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always going to report on it because it's a part of my exotic life. And you're a part of my exotic life because you're watching. So, with all that said, thank you all for coming in, tuning in, staying relevant with me, keeping the conversation going. And like I said, in the future we can go live. The people who agree with me, we can go live and be positive. The people who don't, we can go live. And, you know, if you want to be negative, we can be negative. I don't want to be negative, but I do see a lot of negativity in my comments. And unlike other people, I do pay it mind, because at the end of the day, this is what I'm doing. And what I talk about is facts. I talk about facts, okay? We can talk about alleged, we can. But 9 times out of 10, it's facts. No alleged. So, thank you. Bye.
All night long with you, no one else will do. Wherever you go, there is good and bad.
What have you done for me lately? Easy to achieve. Because I'm bad, you know I'm bad, you know it.
My baby on a Saturday, but if I go with you, you hear what I say.
And then a hero comes along. Shining down on me from heaven.
Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear. Girl, you're more than